our society, we often hear the term gifted child as if some kids possess something that other kids don't. But our world would probably be a very different place if we operated under the idea that all kids are gifted. And it's our job as parents, teachers, and as a community to do what we need to do to nourish and support those kids to bring their special gifts to light. Now, that idea would be valuable for any kid, but it's especially important for children who might be dealing with behavioral or mental challenges or problems on the home front. And thankfully, there's an organization that understands that and is here to help. Hi, I'm Janice Marie for Close Up on America's Business, and I'm sitting here in the playroom at the South Shore Child Guidance Center, which offers comprehensive outpatient behavioral health services that have been helping kids and families build a better quality of life since 1959.
While most kids come into therapy, they're in an acting out mode in some way, acting out in school, acting out in home. And while we believe we need to stabilize the kid, and that's important, we believe that that child has a gift and has a lot more potential than they're using. So what we like to do is to work with the parent, the family, and the child to help them get in touch with those gifts so they can achieve more in their lives and believe that they can do it, because I think that's the hardest part, is for them to believe that they can act on this gift. South Shore Child Guidance Center is a traditional child guidance clinic. We offer counseling services to children and their families, primarily from the ages of 5 through 17. If we do work with a kid who's 16, 17 and remains in treatment beyond 17 years old, we would still continue with them until they're 21. But primarily we offer counseling services, therapy, and support to children and their families.
It sounds as if it would be really important to make sure that the parents are playing a significant role in the programs and in the therapy that the children are going through. How do you bring the parents in?
We honestly believe that the parent is the best partner to work with the child. And while we are professionals and we have a lot of training and we have a lot of expertise, in family therapy training they used to say that while you can't be your own child's therapist, they're still the best therapist for the child. So it really is a paradox. So we really partner with the parent to help that kid, as well as the parent, because it's tough. It's tough to grow up in society, and I think sometimes it's even tougher to be a parent nowadays. And it's a very, very important role, and I don't think we give enough credence to that in our society. So we really try to work with the whole family unit to really help that kid and the family do as best as they can.
It's that kind of staff that you find here at South Shore Child Guidance that are completely dedicated to building the child as opposed to repairing the damages that life visits upon all of us. It's once those children have the strong mental health foundation that they can truly build upon and become successful, productive members of society.
We see a wide variety of children. Many of our referrals come from psychiatric hospitals. Our referrals come through the family court. Our referrals come through foster care agencies. We get many of our referrals also through the local school systems. In essence, we span the gamut in terms of types of problems that children encounter. We have children who are schizophrenic. We have children who suffer from mood disorders such as depression and bipolar disorder. We have children who are conduct disordered, oppositional defiant. We have children who suffer a wide variety of adjustment disorders. Essentially, pretty much, as I said, the gamut of childhood disorders.
We took a lot out of coming here. We learned how to, handle situations without going fist to fist or argument, And so now, we getting ready to graduate high school. So I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. So I'm happy.
types of counseling and programs do you offer?
The first is our clinic program, which is the major program, and that is the traditional outpatient children's clinic, where we offer counseling services to children and families. We have our care center, which is the Children's Addiction Resource and Education Program, where we work with children and their families who live in homes where there's an addict. We also work with the adult population. We have a DWI program.
The ultimate goal of our program is to help the families, significant others, and substance abusers themselves through the course of therapy treatment. We provide individual therapy, family therapy, group therapy, education series for the adults who are the identified substance abusers. We also provide groups for families and children together. And our focus is really to allow them to express their feelings, their sense of hopelessness and frustrations when they're living with a person who's an identified substance abuser in the home. We are the only program publicly funded by the state of New York geared to service children of alcoholics and addicts.
We have a home-based crisis intervention program that is 97% effective with our clients, and it is a wonderful statistic. And that program is an intensive program where the work is going to the home 3 to 4 days a week, work with the family on an intensive level to keep the child out of the hospital. That's the primary goal of that program, and we do a very good job. If a child is hospitalized or we get referrals from another hospital, we have an aftercare program where the worker works from 6 to 8 weeks with the kid to transition that child back into the community, into school, into after-school activities. We also have our school support program, which is a program we have at Dodd Middle School and is a satellite. It's the only one in Nassau County. And we see the child on the premises, on site at Dodd Middle School. And the other part of our emergency services program is our mobile crisis unit, where the 2 social workers go out to make an assessment or get an emergency call. Sometimes the kid won't get out of bed. They're very depressed, and sometimes that child would need to be taken to the hospital. Other times the kid might have a meltdown at school or at another agency, and we'll go out and make an assessment as to the needs, whether to hospitalize that child or to send them for treatment to another agency.
Matthew came here because he had numerous hospitalizations for bipolar and ADHD. He needed his medication monitored, and he needed counseling, which he gets here. And he's back in school. He was not in school, and nobody really would want to put up with him very much. And now everybody loves him. He's a very good boy, and that's thanks to all the therapy he gets and everything he's done. He's been making great progress.
I've worked with children and families all my career, my whole career, over 25 years. But what I love most to see is that kids recover, that families recover, and there's an awful lot of hope out there that treatment works. And to see the smiles on the kids' faces when they come here. A lot of kids don't want to come to treatment, but usually when we hook them in, they really love to be here, and they get better.
Well, based on the kids and families we talked to today, it's obvious there's a very talented staff and something very special going on at the South Shore Child Guidance Center. Reporting for Close Up on America's Business in Freeport, Long Island, I'm Janice Marie.